what might be the larger impact of the NASSCOM guidelines on India's developing AI ecosystem?
What NASSCOM has put out is more like a guideline, but they have done a terrific job of putting the stake in the ground. Having said that, but it's not easy to put those regulations in the ground. So how do we make regulations enforceable and reasonable for that matter, and which does not kill innovation in the generative AI tree? The unfortunate part is that this is not a mature technology as yet, and therefore classically you should not be bringing in regulations on a sector which is yet not mature. But on the other hand, it's maturing extremely fast. It's going at an exponential pace in terms of maturity, and therefore we can't do without putting in a regulation.
And what might be some of the challenges that AI researchers and practitioners might face in adhering to these guidelines?
If you look at the competitors in, let's say, US, because they were the first ones off the block, they had access to massive amount of data and freely innovated on what they did. So if we bring in regulation too early, then we'll take away a lot of the bandwidth of the startups just looking behind their backs, and there is no possible enforcement that we can have, or at least one that we can think of that we can have right now. So 3 months, 6 months down the line, we will see that the Americans and possibly the Chinese will be way ahead, while we have bound ourselves up in terms of all kinds of regulations and international commitments and so on and so forth, while also starting off with the initial handicap of not having the same amount of data that our American counterparts will be having. And that's something that's really worries me.
Business Standard.